So with this question, usually when you have denominators, what you should do is multiply them out, especially if you have an equation with denominators. Multiply the denominators out. Now, with this one here, you might be tempted to just multiply everything out and then cancel, but that would be difficult, or it'd be tricky, and I'll end up with x to the power 4, yeah, which could be quite difficult. So what you should try and do is, if there are denominators that you can factorize, go ahead and factorize them. Now this one over here, I can factorize it. Okay, so I will do that, and make sure you factorize it fully. So I can see there's a 2 that is common. I will take out the 2. I have x squared minus 1. I factorized, but I think some of you are screaming at the computer and saying it is not factorized fully, and you must factorize it fully. So if I have x squared minus 1, remember the difference of squares. This 1 here, I can write it as 1 squared, because 1 squared is equal to 1. So I have something squared minus something else squared. I can still factorize that one out. So I have 4 over x plus 1 plus 5 over x minus 1. This is equals to 3 over 2 when I use the formula. Or let me just show you how to do it. The difference of squares, the first term I write it without the square in both brackets. The second term without the square, I write it in the brackets. And then the first bracket is plus, the second one is minus. That's it. So I first need to see it as something squared minus something else squared. So even if I had something like x squared minus 4, I would first have to rewrite it as x squared minus 2 squared. I need to see the squared exponents over there. Then I can say x and x, and then 2 and 2, and then the first one is plus, the second one is minus. You can put minus and plus there, it doesn't actually matter, because when we're multiplying terms, the order we multiply them doesn't matter. Okay, so this was just by the way, but I'm sure you know that already. Then we look at our denominators. We should multiply them out. So I will multiply out this denominator, because I see when I do that, it'll cancel with a term here, and then this one will cancel with that one, and then the entire denominator cancels that out. So I have 4 over x plus 1 multiplied by 2x plus 1, x minus 1, and then plus 5 over x minus 1. And multiply this by 2x plus 1, x minus 1. And then here I'll just write 3 because I don't have space, and also because I know that this denominator will be cancelled out when I multiply it by every term in my equation. Then you see this x plus 3, it cancels with that one. So what am I left with? 4 times 2 times x minus 1. So this is just 8x minus 1. And then here I have x minus 1, the x minus 1, those cancel out. What am I left with? 5 times 2, which is 10. So this is 10x plus 1. And then on this side, I'll be left with 3. So again, I didn't write it, but you will see if I multiply 2x plus 1 here, the 2 will cancel, the x plus 1 will cancel, the x minus 1, everything cancels, and the only thing left is the 3. So this is now a linear equation. Just multiply out the brackets, collect any like terms I have, simplify, make x the subject, I'm done. So this is 8x minus 8. Remember, the 8 should multiply everything inside the brackets, plus 10x plus 10. Okay, this is equal to 3. And then I collect my like terms. How many x's do I have? I have 8 over here, I have 10. Add them together, there should be 18 x's. I have 8 minus 8 rather, and then I add 10. This should be positive 2, and then this is 3. So when you're solving a linear inequation, very simple to do. Everything with x on one side, everything without x on the other side. So this 2 should go that side. So I have 18x is equals to minus 2. So this is positive 1. I was about to write minus 1, but it's positive 1. And then I divide by 18 on both sides. And then from there I can say that x is equals to 1 over 18. Okay, sorry, I'll move this up so you can see it. There it is. X is equal to 1 over 18. So I divided, first this 2 goes to the other side. So I say minus 2, if you can see this, and then minus 2. And I'm left with 18x is equal to 1. Then I divide by 18 on both sides. That's where I get x is equals to 1 over 18.